Welcome to Small Bite Sound Bites, a midweek segment of Food for Thought podcast where I, your host, Colleen Patrick-Goudreau, share short, succinct, thoughtful responses to typical questions, myths, and misconceptions related to plant-based eating, veganism, and animal protection. You can support this podcast today by going to joyfulvegan.com/donate. A very common response I've heard from people is that they tried being vegetarian or vegan, but they craved meat, and so they went back to eating animal products. My answer is no, you didn't crave meat, and I'm not denying someone's experience. What I am getting at is that we do not crave physiologically the flesh of other animals. We're not obligate carnivores. If you want to know what it looks like to crave meat, just watch how a domestic cat, for instance, behaves when they see a prey animal, or just think about a lion on the plains of the Serengeti. When they see a gazelle run by, they get down really low, they hunt their prey, they start thinking about lunch, they flicker their tail, they salivate a bit. Is that how you get when you see a bird or a squirrel or deer or cattle outside your window? I'm guessing you don't. If you do, I don't want to know. But my guess is that you don't. We don't crave the sinews and the tendons and the muscles and the blood of animals. In fact, we don't want to know what we're actually eating. We don't want to see blood. I'm sure some people have already turned off this podcast just hearing me say the word blood. I'm not saying it to shock. I'm saying it is because it's true. So we don't want to hear the word flesh or carcass or corpse, right? And if we hear these words, we think the person using them, i.e. me, is terribly offensive. Lions, they're not offended by these words. They're not offended by the blood. They're not offended by the viscera, right? They're not grossed out by it. We are. They don't have a moral dilemma. We do. They don't find themselves in an ethical quandary. We do. So we don't crave animal flesh, but what we do crave, and I use this word loosely because I don't think it's always necessarily a physiological yearning. I think often it's a desire, but we do crave fat. We crave salt. We crave texture. We crave familiarity. We crave flavor. And all of these things are in plants. So next time you think you're craving meat, go deeper than that. Go underneath it. Is it fat you're craving? Do you want some oil? Do you want some avocado? Do you want to put peanut butter in a smoothie? Do you want to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? There's lots of ways to get fat. If it's salt, just use a little salt. You can use some tamari, right, to get that salty flavor on our tongue. If it's texture you're craving, or if you're identifying that that's what it is, maybe it's something creamy, maybe it's something chewy, right? So think about, is it the texture that I want? Is it just familiarity? Is it just having, a patty in between two pieces of bread, like a bun, and with mayonnaise and ketchup and mustard and lettuce and tomatoes because I'm used to a burger, or a mac and cheese is familiar to me. Is it something familiar that you're craving? Is it flavor? And of course, all the flavor is in the plants. We flavor meat with plants, all of the spices and all of the herbs and the mayonnaise. And of course, there's plenty of egg-free mayonnaises out there, but all of the condiments you can think of, the mustard, the ketchup, the hot sauce, the barbecue sauce, all of the onions, all of the garlic, the lettuce, all of it is the flavor there in the plants. So next time you say you're craving meat, what I encourage you to do is go underneath that and think about what it is you're really desiring, and you can meet that need with plants. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions. You can always reach me at joyfulvegan.com.